So I was just about to go to sleep, and Hot Toys decides to drop something tonight, and it's the Back to the Future Part 3 DeLorean. And how can I sleep right now? So let's just jump into it. Hey everyone, Mr. Mom Collectibles, and we are doing an emergency reaction video. This was literally just put up 11 minutes ago from making this video. I am like excited, like I'm trying to figure out, like, contain myself. Um, something was obviously teased, talked about when we would ever get it, and the fact that it's here, it's like, whoa, okay. So I was just about to go to sleep, and here we go. And 12 minutes ago, the Back to the Future Part 3 DeLorean. I'm just going to read it and let's go. It says, let's see, the final installment of Back to the Future trilogy finds Marty and Doc digging through the trusty DeLorean out of a mine shaft. You know, the whole story. This new DeLorean time machine collectible vehicle is fully crafted with expert attention to detail to recreate its iconic appearance, with the hood box and rail wheels measuring 72 centimeters long. The entire vehicle, applied with delicate weathering effects, features multiple LED light up points on the exterior design and interior controls, signature gull-wing doors, highly detailed hood box with belts attached, real light cable wires across exterior structure, detailed recreation of the firebox temperature device, Mr. Fusion energy reactor, time machine, energy dock that comes with a detailed accessories such as the firebox temperature device, alarm clock, and the tow bar to recreate scenes. Wheel position is adjustable for traveling on the uneven open terrain. Also, attachable rail wheel coverings, converting it into the rail DeLorean for alternate display. This is something that is really awesome. And like I said, when we got the Back to the Future Part 3 figures, we did see shots of them sitting on top of the car being pulled by the horses from Part 3. So that was the evident tease, and then we saw this thing in prototype stages, and now here we go. It is the announced version of it. It looks fantastic. I have to admit, it's not my favorite version of the DeLorean. The Part 2 version is my all-time favorite, but listen, it's Back to the Future. It's got to collect them, right? And so it's awesome. And these are things that were talked about, speculated on streams, like, will we get two versions of it? So here you get the white wall tire version from 1955, that's converted to go back into the Old West. And you have right here, which is the time circuit box that Doc kind of rigs up to get it to go back to the future. And so that's awesome there. We're just going to go through the photos. Like I said, detailed lights. It's interesting to see because this is a brand new vehicle in the sense, you know, we had the Part 1, Part 2. So obviously, I think a lot of this is going to be reused parts, I would assume, from, you know, either one of those, probably the Part 2 because you have the Mr. Fusion. But I think it's gonna be awesome because, you know, you have the wheel conversion. So you got the white wall tires here with the, you know, the red silver hubcaps, and then you're going to have the railroad look. But it's really cool. And to note, for those who are unaware, the car here that was used in the movie, it was actually a Volkswagen buggy frame that was built. So it wasn't even a real DeLorean. They actually used a Volkswagen car. So if you notice how it sits higher up, the frame actually sits a little bit higher up over the tires. It was actually a Volkswagen Beetle that was used. And then they built the DeLorean frame on top of it. So that's just a little bit of tidbit of information of the actual car itself. It's why the car actually looks a little bit more lifted, if that makes sense, higher up, versus it's because of the frame that was used for making the movie. But it looks really awesome. Like I said, you know, I love all the gizmos and gadgets on this with the straps on the front box. It looks great. And here's one of the promo photos. I don't know if it's the original photo, but this is definitely one of the teased photos back when I think it was Marty or Doc, where you saw them, you know, being towed, and that kind of, well, are we going to get this car? You know, what's going to happen? And then we saw this at a couple, I think, cons or whatnot. But here you go. And then this is what's awesome, and I was hoping that they would do this, is that you actually get the railroad conversion. So you're able to swap the wheels out and put on these actual, you know, actual railroad wheels. Now, this is obviously a very early reaction. We're going to be seeing more of this when it goes up on Sideshow, more breakdown details. But I'm interested in knowing if we're going to get some of the railroad track as a display. And for those collectors that have the 1/8 scale Eagle Moss version, like I do, that version you can convert into all three versions of the DeLorean, but they also gave you a section of railroad tracks to display the car like this if you wanted to have your car in this version. So I'm hoping that we get some kind of display base from Hot Toys where they give us even a small piece of railroad track, so that way we can display the car this way. That would be absolutely amazing. So this is just really great just to see. And like I said, they're giving you the interior, highly detailed interior of the vehicle. And like I said, a lot of this is going to be, it should be the same from the Part 2 DeLorean if you do have that vehicle, because like I said, it was the same car, it just retrofitted. So a lot of these things really should be the same, but it just looks gorgeous. And honestly, I hate to say it, but like, I mean, I won't be, but I could see people buying two of these vehicles for both display options. You have one with the tires and then one with the railroad conversion, assuming Hot Toys gives you some kind of display base for it. The car is not in flight mode, so there's gonna be no hover stand. So for me, I really hope that we get some kind of railroad display option for this car. And here you see it again. So you get two styles. And like I said, because of that, it's almost kind of weird if they don't give you something like that just for your display, but it would look so sick if they gave you a piece of railroad track. But either option is really great. And I think you're not going to have any, damage versions, issues like with the Part 2 car, because there's no hover conversion. It just, I'm interested to see the mechanism, just popping the tires off, putting the new ones on. Like I said, this was speculated before, hoping we get two versions, and it's just really awesome to see. And like I said, it's just this great looking vehicle, all around. I am wondering concerns, for someone that has the Part 2 DeLorean, if some of the things are going to be addressed in this. Like, for example, the USB issue. It's saying that it's LED light up, but like, if it's going to be USB plug-in, are we going to have an option of, like if you have the Part 2 DeLorean, you got to like press the button under the hood to turn the car on. But because of, like I said, the hood mechanism, I'm interested to see how the light up features work on this car. So that's something that I'm going to be looking at going forward. But like I said, it looks really great. I absolutely love the look of this vehicle overall. And you see here lit up at night, you have the lights. Everything looks identical to the Part 2 car. The yellow, coming out the back with the, the exhaust vents there. And so it really looks great. And this is just such a surprise, this vehicle. LED light up functions. Yeah, the flux capacitor lighting up, the interior lights, the exterior lights. All this is reminiscent to. And like I said, a lot of it's probably going to be the Part 2 DeLorean, kind of reused and repurposed just with these extra exterior options added for the Part 3 car. And here is really great. The highly detailed, the hood box that was used to do the hover conversion, to do the time travel conversion by Doc Brown. This looks really great with it's saying with the straps on there that go onto the hood. So that's just so awesome, seeing all those details and everything like that is really what sets the vehicle off, in my opinion. There's just so much awesome stuff. It's a highly detailed hood box, two styles of wheel display, magnetically attached tow bar. So you get the tow bar on the front also magnetically attached. So that goes on the front of the car, LED light up function. This is just a great looking piece. Now, in terms of pricing on this, it looks like we got some advanced pricing. This looks to be 5,200 HK. So if you convert that, that's 665 USD is what you're looking at there. So 665 USD is what that price would be. So if we do the conversion of Hong Kong right there, let's just see, do my conversion. I have an app on my phone. I'm just doing the little conversion right here, converter, 5,200, 52. Yep, that's 665. That's straight conversion. So 5,200 HK is 665 straight. Now, if you take 665 times, point, let's just say 30, that's another $200. 65 plus 200. I mean, you're looking, just trying to do some quick math here. 665 times point, let's say a 30%, you're at 199 additional. So 665 plus 200, you're looking at $860, $850. It's probably going to be around the same price as the Mark II DeLorean, give or take. So we're going to see about that. But nevertheless, it just gives you an idea about the pricing. This is a very early reaction. You can tell from my voice and kind of like stuttering, I'm super excited about this. As a matter of fact, doing this video, I was just literally talking to Denobi 2 about this tonight, because we were talking about that Doc Brown 1/6 kit head sculpt, and we were just talking about Back to the Future, and we were talking about just so weird how we were just talking about these cars and about wondering if a Part 3 DeLorean would come out anytime soon. And it's very weird. I just actually messaged him while making this video. I'm like, dude, like, check this out. And it's just so crazy because we were just talking about this like no more than maybe from the time of making this video, we were talking like an hour ago about it. So it's really weird how they just popped out of nowhere. And Hot Toys is dropping fire. This is just fire being dropped in terms of releases. This is a big one. And you know, if you're a Back to the Future fan, I mean, you're collecting what's available, and this is going to be a completionist piece because we have the part two, you know, the part three figures. Now we have the true vehicle to go with it. I kind of made the comment before with Back to the Future, like my display right now, I have part one and part three figures, and I have a part two DeLorean. I really don't have anything that makes sense. Everything's kind of mismatched. But now I can have a complete part three display with figures and the vehicle. So this is unbelievably awesome. It's not going to be for everybody because of space, price, you know, where to put this. So you gotta plan this stuff out. This is probably going to be a 2025 release. I'm assuming it's going to be. However, this is something that I can see Hot Toys turning out rather quickly, you know, within an 11, 12-month time frame, because like I said, it's not a brand new engineered version. You know, most of it's the part two DeLorean, just with new wheels and the box on top of the hood, and some weathering, it's saying. So it's really not that hard of a turnaround. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see this thing flipped in a pretty fast time frame, 12, maybe a calendar year, 12 months, 11 months, you know, something like that. I wouldn't be surprised about that. As I said, this is a really early reaction to this. I'm just super excited, and I'm just like, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to sleep tonight. I know everyone's gonna be talking about this thing tomorrow. It's just so badass, so cool. Absolutely going to be getting this. I've been waiting for this to go into the collection. So I'm so happy that, you know, this got announced finally. And like I said, the dual styles here of the railroad tracks. My only thing about this, and I guess we'll see more of it when it goes up for Sideshow, is if in fact the display options, are you going to get the additional railroad tracks for this version of the car? If you do, it's a home run to me. Absolute home run if you get this piece of railroad tracks. That's the only thing that I'm curious about. And also the USB feature. I'm assuming this is going to be a USB feature just like the part two, and I would love it if it was a USB plug-in. You could plug this into your display, and if you're using Wi-Fi or anything like that, this will light up also, and you don't have to actually go in with the bypass and hit a button to turn it on. That's my biggest gripe with the part two car, was the USB feature. So if Hot Toys does those two things, I mean, it's an absolute home run. But this thing looks absolutely sick. Absolutely in love with it. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are about this. Like I said, early reactions. I was just literally about to go to bed. This just popped up, and I'm like, I got to film something. So I couldn't contain my excitement. I had to just put something out there and get this out for you guys. But like I said, drop a like on this video. Consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know your thoughts below. Is this something you'd be passing on? I know we need more info on it. This is a really early reaction. I don't normally do these, but I'm just super excited. You can tell I'm just rambling at this point. So I'm going to cut the video short, and I'll probably make some more videos about this going forward when we get more information. But this is Mr. Mom Collectibles, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.